Hello, friends. Hope you're enjoying day 3 of ATX TV from the couch. I know we're nearing the end of our time together, but fortunately, we still have some amazing TV goodness coming your way. One of our favorite things about putting on ATX is that we get to introduce audiences to their new favorite TV show. And just because we're virtual this year, that still holds true. So we hope you're ready. P-Valley is a gritty new show from Starz, and it's truly coming at a time when we believe our country needs it the most. We're excited to be able to show you this exclusive first look at the series, followed immediately by a conversation with the creator and cast, moderated by Venable from TVGuide.com. Hope you enjoy.
Hi, for everybody watching, I'm Malcolm Venable from TV Guide. I'm so thrilled to be here today with the creator of P-Valley, Katori Hall.
Am I coming out?
And cast members Brandee Evans, who plays Mercedes.
Yay!
Nicco Annan, who plays Uncle Clifford.
Uncle Clifford!
And Elarica Johnson, who plays Autumn Night. Come on out, y'all. Get your applause.
We'll be out, yeah. Which we can hear the audience clapping for us.
Thank you all for being here today. There's so much to love about this series. It's gritty, it's beautiful, it's soft, and it takes us into a world that we haven't really seen depicted before.
Hey, Nicco.
Clifford. What's up, everybody?
You gotta
was
be
doing a little song.
I was going to say, set down in the Mississippi Delta, P-Valley takes us inside a little strip club that could and the characters who come through the doors. It premieres July 12th on Starz. And again, I'm so happy to be here. So I'll jump right in. My first question is for Katori. Why did you want to tell this story and why is it important?
I mean, child, have you ever been in a strip club? So, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, born and raised, and, being this Southern gal, and Brandee is too, by the way. Being this Southern gal, I actually, looked at strip clubs as, just an important part of the culture, and it's part of a lot of Southern folks, coming of age. I've celebrated birthday parties at strip clubs. I have celebrated, bachelorette parties at strip clubs. There has been a baby shower at a strip club before. And, you walk into the club, and it's for real. I've been a witness. And you walk into this club and you see these women on that stage and just the athleticism, the skill that I know I don't have. And just that feeling of empowerment that they give off. It was really just, women that I actually kind of looked up to. They were literally on a stage, a platform. And so, fast forward, and I tried to learn how to get up on that pole. I started taking dance classes at a gym because it was interesting at that point. It became mainstream. Strip club culture started becoming mainstream. People started calling it pole fitness. And so I took that one class and I remember leaving. I almost, vomited because I was like, I cannot do what these women can do. Nobody can barely do what these women can do. And so that was actually my way in, actually trying, for myself. The actual dance was the way that I kind of connected to these women, and I started researching and talking to women. And for 6 years, I visited over 40 strip clubs, talked to about 40 women about their experiences, about the choices, about the reasons as to why they went into this profession. And so I was like, I want to create, an actual, story platform beyond the stages that they grace on, every night, even on a Sunday night, so that people can understand who they are. They're human beings. They're women who are our daughters, our sisters, our mothers, and their story deserves to be heard.
Amen to that. For Brandee and you both did such an incredible job. Can you talk to me about your characters? And I'm dying to know, how did you train to do what you've done?
Okay. Well, I'm playing Mercedes. Thank you, Katori, for trusting me with her. I said earlier, I trained with life, from everything down to literally being a dancer in the beginning of my career. I was a professional dancer at first and dance team coach. So it felt natural. It felt fun. And contrary, I'm just gonna put it out there, contrary to Katori, I was not a fan of it before this world. And now I'll fight somebody right now if they talk about a stripper. You know, coming from that dance world, it was challenging. And there was times where Katori was like, you know, you can't do this now, okay? This is not gonna be approved. And I'm like, come on, let me try. Because I was just so into wanting to do it. But it's addicting, and no matter what happens in my life, I'm always gonna be doing pole now. I love it.
Yeah. Differently to Brandee, I did a little dance when I was younger, but pole dancing is something I'd never ever done before, and I saw loads of people doing pole fitness, and you know, you look at it and you're like, it looks kind of easy, you know, just swing around the pole, grease up your hands and your body, and you're going to swing around, and it's just going to be great. And the first day I got on the pole, which was training over here before I went to the States, I couldn't lift myself up, and I thought, why am I so heavy? What the hell? I don't understand. And these girls just do it with such ease. And it took me about 2 weeks almost to just get up. It is such a hard sport. And that's what it is, a sport, because these women work so hard.
One thing I want to sort of dig into a little bit, and Brandee, you sort of alluded to this, is like some people see stripping in a negative light. They say it has women being dehumanized, or just a commodity and just about their body. Can you talk a little bit about that and how you felt about that as you approached this role? I'm
a preacher's daughter for real. So the first thing I'm from the South, I'm from Memphis, so I was so afraid of what people would think, because I was ignorant, and I'm gonna say ignorant to knowing what this world was, and the respect that these ladies deserve. And so first thing I did was call my daddy, and he shut it down. And I was like, whoa, he was like, absolutely, it's acting, right? It's art. And he was like, go do it and give your all. And when he said that to me, then I was like, I'm fine. I needed to hear from my daddy that it was okay. I don't know why, but I've never been more empowered. I've never felt more confident in my body.
But also just having that empowering, you know, moment and saying, hey, like, I'm a woman like everybody else, and we all come in different shapes, different sizes, lumps and bumps, scars and stretch marks, whatever it is. And the women that we're telling these stories about have the same thing as well, and they own it. And so that's exactly what we had to do.
And at the end of the day, every person deserves their story to be
exactly.
Amen.
I know that there is this long history of like hypersexualized images of Black women, but these women do exist, but they're very nuanced, very complicated. And this series is in service of the fact that people who are marginalized, people who are made to feel shamed and dehumanized, they have a space and a place for their voices to shine and be heard. And I feel like that's why right now is the perfect time for this show, because, you know, we have an America that is screaming to be heard. Yes. Poor people, brown people, Black people, all kinds of people. And what's so beautiful about the show is that all kinds of people are represented within it.
Awesome. And on that note, I would love to talk to Nicco about Uncle Clifford. She's a complicated, amazing character who has really fantastic hair.
I love that you said she already.
Right.
Uncle Clifford is, I suppose, non-binary would be the proper way to discuss their identity. But I'd love for you to sort of talk about Uncle Clifford and unpack who Uncle Clifford is.
Uncle Clifford has been a part of my life for like 10 years now, from working on the play. And I've gotten to know her intimately. And I say her because Uncle Clifford is a non-binary queer Black male, you know, who identifies with the pronoun of she. And just the conception of all of that, it could be a lot, but it's actually very simple. And I think that it speaks to the possibility that every person has to embrace all that you are, your masculinity, your femininity, your power, your submission, and all of it it's not a sign of weakness.
Yeah, you know, I feel as though, you know, with Uncle Clifford, I think what's beautiful about her is this, like you were saying, Nicco, this masculinity and this femininity. And so you need a manager. You need somebody who gon', be able to roll up on a dude and be like, you into hands.
Yeah.
But all of these women also need to be taken care of. The really cool thing about the physical space of the Pink is how, on the stage, like the women are, they're another name except for Mercedes. But then backstage in that locker room, can kind of speak to that. They're able to, be their true selves. And all the workers kind of represent like these different constellations that really kind of create the structure of how the Pink works.
Yeah, when we meet everybody, Mercedes is obviously the main attraction, who is sort of about to depart, and then Autumn comes in as a little bit of a disruptor. Can you talk about what each of them are going through and how they sort of play a part in how the Pink functions and operates? What's going on with them?
Well, it's an interesting one because, as we know, it's quite a mysterious story that Autumn comes into this world with, and it's a new world for her. It's nothing that she's experienced before, but it's a great place to be where she is right now in order to figure out where she's going to be, and so she's had this journey and she's ended up in this place with the likes of Mercedes and Uncle Clifford. And she's learning, which was great for me as well, because at the same time, that was what I was doing with the stripping, with the pole dancing and stuff. And so finding these new characters, these new people with complex lives, and actually understanding that Autumn is not the only one with stuff going on.
And for Mercedes, I'm trying to figure out why she's here, okay? Because I'm about to retire. And so for me, and I think with anything too, when you think that you have things set, like, I'm good, I'm set, this is my family. And sometimes people that you don't expect, they say no new friends, but sometimes you do get some new friends. And it's, just thinking that I've had my family, I've had my core, I'm good. And it's just like, wait, who is she? And maybe I do need her in my life too. And maybe we're closer than you think, So it's just a beautiful moment. It was amazing for me as well. And knowing that Uncle Clifford is that backbone. She is so much more than Uncle Clifford is everything to Mercedes, everything.
And Mercedes is, I would say, just kind of the linchpin of our Pink. The fact that she, like you were saying, she's this headliner. People come to Mercedes Sundays, and you have this OG who is, bringing in a crowd. The fact that she can pack out the parking lot, night after night, and especially on those Sunday nights, reflective of what happens at places like Magic City or Black Diamonds down in Mississippi. Like these people, these famous strippers like your Gigi McGuire's, who have been able to have this kind of cult following. Mercedes, from my mind, was definitely inspired by those women. And it's so interesting when you have a headliner like a Mercedes, who kind of functions and brings in so much money. And I think that's why Uncle Clifford specifically, it's hard to let her go for monetary reasons, or possibly let her go for monetary reasons, but also the fact that they have cultivated an amazing friendship. I always say, actually, like Uncle Clifford is actually Mercedes' mama.
That's how I was about to say it. I never could. That's mama to me.
Yeah.
That's very cool. So
Uncle Clifford is a lot of things to a lot of different people, momager, the manager, a little bouncer, a lover, all things.
Yeah.
I understand that women directed all women direct the episodes for this, and that is often we hear about the male gaze, right? Especially in relation to something like this. What was it like having women direct, and why was it important, and how did that influence the dynamic of what you did on screen and what we see?
We had so many conversations about what is a female gaze version of a strip club show. Oftentimes when you see strippers in a show, I'll take Sopranos, for example. Tony would come in, he would sit down, and then the women would just be boobs and booty, boobs and booty. But I think a very female gaze version of a strip club show is you get to know the women. It's told from their perspective, though we see the world through their lives. And quite frankly, they ain't always talking about men. Yeah, maybe they got men problems, but their whole entire world don't revolve around men now.
Right.
They just revolve around money.
Yeah.
And so I would ask the director question when I was hiring them, what is your version of the female gaze? And we just really wanted to concentrate on not lingering on the body, appreciating the body, visually, embracing a woman's body, but making sure that she ain't gotta be perfect. We want to see the scars. Everybody ain't, shaped and supposed to be skinny. It was really about celebrating that diversity and making sure the camera was always in service to that. And I hope, I feel as though, it was a hard process to pick all those 8 directors. Karina Evans was our pilot director, and I think she did an amazing job kind of setting the blueprint as to how we were going to march forward through the rest of the series when it came to that female gaze.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I believe we're running out of time, unfortunately. I can't wait to see more. I love this show. You all did a phenomenal job once again. And I guess we can end it on maybe if you could say, each of you very quickly, to sum up P-Valley in a word or so.
A word.
A word.
A word.
Right. Not a word.
Can you do it?
I'm going to say P-Valley is family.
Huh.
You said family?
Family. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. P-Valley's real.
Oh, dang it, Elarica, I was about to say.
Sorry, I got there first. Real.
Mm-hmm. Authentic.
Yeah.
Authentic. Yeah. Okay, we're back.
What's your word? Quickly, what's your word?
Fierce. I don't know. What's the word? Because the Wi-Fi just went crazy, so I'm just going, what's the word? What's the question?
What is
P-Valley in a word?
I could stick, saucy.
Saucy.
Uh,
Saucy. I love it.
Yeah, because we got that sauce. It's that sauce. This is the real situation for the summer. This is the sauce for the ribs. This is the sauce for the ribs, baby. This is the sauce for your quinoa stuffing.
Quarantine ribs.
Yeah.
This is your quarantine fix.
Yes, it is. Because listen, everybody is home and everyone is curating how they're working, how they're taking care of their kids and stuff like that. And some people are quarantining by themselves and need a little extra motivation.
well, they're going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You better say it. Come on.
It's such a pleasure.
Oh, thank you, Malcolm.
Thank you.
Thanks, Malcolm.
Have a great day.
Thanks,
Thank
ATX.
See y'all on Starz.
Yes.